Okay, so I had a problem that probably some of you who are watching this have the same problem. This is the AC drain pipe. You'll see in the photo there that it had been broken and it was leaking, as you could see, down the side of the house and destroying the stucco. Whoever installed it didn't really do a good job. They didn't come out far enough with regard to the AC drain pipe. They also had some strange system in place. This is a 3/4 inch PVC pipe. And so the problem is that you have to get past the stucco to get back to the pipe, and in order to make changes. So the important thing to know is how do you open up the stucco? Well, thanks to the guys at Home Depot, they told me pretty straightforward. A hammer will do the job. You just simply hammer, just hammer away on this stuff, and it'll just fall right apart pretty easy, as you can see. And you're going to get some stucco to repair it with later. But what you want to do is open enough of a wall. This is too much over here, but you need enough just to get in with a Dremel or a rotary tool. So this is a diamond cutting Dremel right here, diamond cutter. And so what you do is once you turn this thing on, it spins, and obviously you can cut out what you need to access the tube. And so once you cut that off and you cut that tube out, this was that was what was there before, so it was a disaster. Anyway, so once you get to that, then you're going to put a coupler on this, and then once you put the coupler on it, then you can get another piece of PVC pipe with the DAP cement and extend it out a little further, and then angle it or do whatever you want. But that's the important thing, that you need to take a hammer and possibly a screwdriver and hammer out the stucco, get enough to where you can get in with this Dremel, and then just basically get access to the pipe. Once you have access to the pipe, then, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. You want to clean it up. I got to clean up this part over here, clean off the mess, and once I clean that up, then attach the coupler. This was glued to some strange coupler, 90-degree angle, I think, and as you can see, it was wider here, and so this needs to be, obviously, it has to be exactly 3/4 of an inch. I can't have anything wider. It is a little wider on the bottom. I must have missed a small section of it. So it needs to be, when you cut it with this, it needs to be flat. And also you need to make sure you get all that excess off. Probably easy to do it from the inside out. You want it to be as level as possible, as flush as possible. It's going to be important. It's going to be important that it's as flush as possible, because it needs to fit. It needs to fit snug into the coupler. This is the coupler, and so it needs to fit snug in there. Once you got this on, you're home free. So this is the solvent, this is the contact cement that you want to use. It's made specifically for PVC pipes. This thing hardens in seconds, and it's rock solid. When it's done, it's done. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put one of each on this and on this, and then we'll put this in. I need to hammer it in. It's a pretty snug fit, so I won't be able to turn it. Normally you put it in and turn it a quarter turn. You put it in and turn it a quarter turn, and that's it. In 15 seconds, the thing's rock solid. But I don't think I'm going to have the ability to turn it. So that's basically that. We're going to apply this on the outside. On the other. Apply this. Actually apply it here on the inside. This. That's my inside. And apply this on the outside. Apply this on the inside. There we go. That's it. The way I'm turning it. But that should be it. It should be solid in a second. It's pretty snug anyway, so I doubt it's going to come out. But the fittings in there really good. By the way, really important thing, you really want to wear gloves when you're operating this stuff. This stuff, you don't want it on your skin. It's sticky, it's nasty, it's impossible to get off. Wear gloves when you use this. Do the exact same thing a second time, and that's going to be to this pipe. But first you're going to cut this pipe. So first you're going to cut it down the size you want. You really want it about, I'd say, an inch out. I'm not going to put it in there now because there's still cement in there, but probably that would go into about that deep, so I probably want to cut about, I'd say I'll measure this, I'd say about, I don't know, 3 inches or so. And then I'm going to get another 90 degree, doesn't like that, see? And so then this will come out and point downward. And I can either have it here, or I can angle it this way and get a longer pipe, and then this comes out, and then I get another pipe and have it go away from this area. That's another option too. I can have it go to the front of the house, or where there's concrete, where it'll evaporate immediately. You have a lot of different options. There are some really good YouTube videos on there on those options. But this is the important thing. So, and then once this is all done, then you just simply patch that up. Any kind of tape, doesn't matter. Just to mark the spot I want to cut it. And you can cut it with anything. A hacksaw, you could cut it with a rotary saw. I'm going to use the same Dremel to cut it, and it'll work. I mean, it's not going to make a difference. So what, it takes a few extra seconds, but I like the tool. Like I said, just want it to be kind of flush, whatever's. It doesn't matter. It goes in like 3/4 of an inch into the coupler, but you know, good enough. So that's the cut, and that'll be the piece. That'll go in here, as you can see, and then this will come out, and then this will then get this. Like so, and point it straight down. I think I'm going to point it straight down. I have a solution that I want to use instead. I have a spare piece of stone that I'm just going to put here, and it'll evaporate off that. And it won't, I'll angle the stone off the wall so that won't give me a problem ever again. You don't want to glue this to this. Do not glue this to this. This gets glued to this, yes, okay? This will be glued in, but this will not be glued. And the reason why is if you ever need to get in there again and you need to back out from the other side, who knows, you don't want this angle and you don't want to have to cut this off. It's just not worth it. And if it does fall off, so what? I mean, the water's falling out this way anyway, so what? And we're just telling it, go straight down. It doesn't make a difference. So, same deal. Apply the solvent. Contact cement. In you go. Rotate. 45 degrees. It should be done. That will be solid in 15 seconds. I imagine. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull that out. Yeah, it's already solid. I already can't. Yeah, oh my god. Inventors this stuff. I used to be a chemist, so inventors this stuff are geniuses. That's insane. So when it comes to replacing the stucco, this is what I got from Home Depot. This Pro Select Sika stucco patch. It's basically ready-made, done, pretty easy to use apparently. And that was, I don't know, $8, $7. I'm gonna try and use the original piece if I can fit this in. If I can't, make this work like this. I'll try and use the original piece when I stuff this back in. If I can't, no big deal. Down here, this was all gone. So what I'm going to use chicken wire. I'm just going to basically, take chicken wire, throw that in there, and patch that over with that to hold it down. So as you can see there, I put in the chicken wire, sort of serve as like a rebar. I fit this this rock in, the old stucco in. I had to chip it a little bit, but I put it back in place. That takes a lot of space, so that's pretty good. And the rest of it, I'm just going to apply this and apply it right on top. Decided to cover with painter's tape, just to be on the safe much on here. Like I said, I don't have a tool for spreading this stuff, but this will work just as well. Cover that up. That's already covered. Oh, you know what? Good idea. Bottom's gonna make it easy. It's gonna be hard. Also, when you bang up with the hammer, you're gonna see some cracks. So, for example, here and here was a crack when I banged it up. So you wanna patch those cracks up as well. You can see how the chicken wire acts as like a rebar to hold it in. I guess I could use a little bit more, but that's okay. 7 times in there anyway. Got that area. I put a little bit more in here. Chicken wire. Like I said, I was like, that was a rebar. Oof. Batch is looking pretty good. I may have to do a second, wait until it dries and then do a second shot of it, but it should be all right. Looks like it. Okay, so this is after it's done. And so what you're looking at here is this is all dried up. It took a couple of days because it was raining quite a bit. So it's finished, it's dried. And as I said, these are not glued on here. I can just pull this out easy. And what I did was I added an additional tube to get the moisture away from this area. So much water came down here that there must have been gallons and gallons and gallons just sopping up this whole area. And I didn't want any water to be on the ground, so in the immediate area. So what I did was I basically put a 3-foot tube connected to that. Put a 3-foot tube connected to that, and then moved it over to this area here. I could have gotten a longer tube, like I mentioned earlier. It's at a downward angle, and then it's hitting, the water's coming out of here and going onto this concrete tile, which then is going out and spreading out from that point to the ground. So it's keeping the moisture absolutely away from that area where the where the problem was. So I basically put this concrete tile to protect this, but as you can see, it's all dried up, it's all done. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, but this is just to cover this tube here. That's all that is. But apart from that, that's how it's done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.